Right now, Wisconsin is preparing for the president's arrival on Wednesday. What to expect while he's here.
Also, the Roman Catholic Church reversed course today. Priests can now give blessings to same-sex couples.
And an infectious disease at dog kennels has been seen here in Wisconsin. What you should know if you're keeping your dog in a kennel this holiday season. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. In 2 days, President Joe Biden will travel to Milwaukee.
That is the second time the president has been in the Badger State in a matter of months, and the third time this year. Political reporter Will Keneally has more on what we're expecting from this trip. Will?
Well, we don't have many details from the White House yet on the visit, but they do tell us that they will expect Biden will talk about his economic policy and how that's impacting small businesses here in Wisconsin. Now, it was back in August the last time the president was in Milwaukee. We spoke to a Biden campaign spokesperson over the weekend about why the focus here in Wisconsin.
And we are investing early and often in this state because we know that it's going to be incredibly close, like it always is in Wisconsin.
And so the president, who is facing re-election, is making his second trip to Wisconsin in a matter of months. He will be in Milwaukee on Wednesday.
Wisconsin is one of 2 states that the Biden campaign is piloting a new way of organizing focused on young voters and African-American voters. So it is going to be close, but we are putting in the work to win next November.
The campaign told News 3 Now they're working on ad campaigns targeting specific groups of voters, including those in Wisconsin. It's not the first time groups have worked to make inroads into minority communities in Wisconsin. The Republican National Committee created a Hispanic Community Center in Milwaukee in 2021.
And as a party, we have to show up in communities that have been habitually Democrat and talk about the values that we share in common: faith, freedom, family, security, economic prosperity, the American dream. And this is what this community center is going to be part of. Helping to spread the message, helping to talk about the Republican Party, helping to know people across your state.
At the same time as the president's visit, a Marquette poll from late October shows he has a negative 14-point favorability rating. More people dislike him than like him.
Wisconsin, look no further, is a state that when you put the president's agenda at the ballot box, especially what we saw in April with the Supreme Court election, it is a winning one.
And of course, stay tuned to News 3 Now throughout the day Wednesday for full coverage of the president's visit.
All right, Will, thank you. Let's get a look now at your first warn forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is on the weather patio. Gary?
It's a cold night out here. It's not been often we've been able to say that, but it is. But without snow on the ground, it doesn't get nearly as cold as it would otherwise. But as we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see skies are clearing, especially across the western parts of our viewing area, and the areas east of Madison should clear pretty quickly. The snow flurries that we had early this morning are gone. Snow showers are on the other side of Lake Michigan now. Current temperatures are right around 20 degrees. In fact, this is as cold as it's been all day. We've had steady or falling temperatures for much of the day, already seeing temperatures in the teens north and west of Wisconsin Dells. Here in Dane County, 21 right now in Waunakee, 22 in Mount Horeb, and 22 in Oregon. You factor in the winds and wind chills right now, make it feel like it's in the upper single digits to the lower teens. The temperatures will drop, but the winds will also die down, so I expect these wind chills to stay pretty much in the same general area. Otherwise, look for temperatures to drop to about 20 degrees by 10 p.m. Later on, I'll take a look at a quick warm-up in temperatures and what we might expect as we head toward the Christmas holiday.
All right, Gary, thank you. The U.S. says its support for Israel and the war against Hamas is ironclad.
But the Biden administration is still urging Israel to do more to protect civilian lives. Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
Hamas released a new video showing 3 of the 129 hostages it's holding. Hamas says it will not negotiate their return until the fighting stops. Israel says the fighting will not stop until the hostages are safe.
By the end of the war, as long as it takes, we need to make sure that we have our hostages back, that we eliminate the Hamas abilities.
Israeli leaders met with U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin Monday. He reiterated American support for Israel in its war against Hamas, but the U.S. wants Israel to do more for the civilians caught in the crossfire.
We will also continue to urge the protection of civilians during conflict and to increase the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza.
Secretary Austin said America is not trying to dictate timelines for Israel's military, but the U.S. is still urging Israel to quickly reach the next phase of its war.
We also have some great thoughts about how to transition from high-intensity operations to a lower intensity and more surgical operations.
Israel says they are working to clear Hamas out of Gaza bit by bit.
In every area where we achieve our mission, we will be able to transition gradually to the next phase and start working on bringing back local population.
Israel says it has no plans to control Gaza when the war is over. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And while the fighting in Gaza continues, the threat from Hezbollah attacks in the north are on the rise. A spokesperson for Israeli Defense Forces says they are closer to war with Hezbollah today than they were yesterday.
The Biden administration wants Congress to pass his national security package that has billions in funding for Ukraine, Israel, and U.S. border security. However, the package, which was introduced back in October, remains at a standstill. Democrats and Republicans in Congress need to cut a deal before the holiday break. Time is running short. The GOP says they won't budge on sending more aid to Ukraine unless changes are made to the immigration process. 15 Republican senators are calling for a special conference to discuss the ongoing border talks in January.
Japan says North Korea test-launched a ballistic missile that has the potential to reach all of America, both the west and east coasts. The launch comes after the U.S. and South Korea met on Friday, emphasizing that any nuclear attack would be met with a, quote, swift, overwhelming, and decisive response.
The Roman Catholic Church reversed course today on a ruling which previously barred priests from giving blessings to same-sex couples.
Our Kyle Pozorski spoke with a religious expert on the shift in church doctrine and has more about what this means. Kyle?
The declaration from the Pope is very clear in saying marriage is still only between a man and woman. But now same-sex couples will begin to be more welcomed through blessings. It's a major shift in doctrine. However, experts say there's no indication that this will lead to marriage equality within one of the world's largest religions.
The Latin title Fiducia Supplicans is aptly named, meaning to ask for trust, with the Vatican saying a blessing offers people a means to increase their trust in God.
It starts with a lot of lawyerly definitions of the term blessing.
Cecilia Klingel is a UW professor of Catholic social thought. We asked her to break down the change in church doctrine.
What this document says is that every person can be blessed, although certain relationships and unions don't get sacramental recognition.
She says that while Monday's ruling still contends that practicing a same-sex relationship is a sin or immoral, it will open up the church to more people.
This is simply a way of expressing very clearly that someone's personal orientation in a sexual relationship doesn't preclude their ability to receive some support.
It was in 2021 when the Vatican barred any blessings, saying God cannot bless sin. The new ruling reverses course, saying those people should not be subject to a, quote, exhaustive moral analysis. But the question many will ask, does this move indicate any shift towards eventual full marriage equality?
There's nothing in this document or any other that would suggest the church is moving in that direction. In fact, it affirms the church's position.
The church further says that the same-sex blessings must not take place at the same time as a civil union to keep the distinction between marriage and a blessing. News 3 Now has reached out to both the Diocese of Madison and the Archdiocese of Milwaukee for comment on how they will implement the change, if any, but we have not heard back from them.
Kyle, thank you. Today in Washington, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor's casket arrived at the Supreme Court. Justice O'Connor was the first woman to serve on the Supreme Court. She was nominated by former President Ronald Reagan back in 1981. O'Connor emerged as a key swing vote on the court, guiding some of the court's biggest cases on issues like abortion and affirmative action.
It all changed when a woman came to the court. Those at the table who had served with Sandra shook their heads vigorously in agreement. My friend Clarence once described Sandra as the glue of this court. I agree.
An invitation-only funeral service will take place for O'Connor tomorrow at the Washington National Cathedral. The Biden family attended church in Wilmington, Delaware today on the anniversary of the deaths of President Joe Biden's first wife and one-year-old daughter. Nelia and Naomi Biden were killed in a car crash in 1972, days before Joe Biden was sworn into office as a senator. Today marks the 51st anniversary anniversary of their deaths.
Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin just announced abortion services will resume on Thursday, December 28th at the Sheboygan Health Center located at 909 South Taylor Drive there. Appointments will be open for patients ready to book immediately. The president of Planned Parenthood Wisconsin said in a statement, quote, "With patients and community as our priority, we are excited to resume abortion services at our Sheboygan Health Center. Being able to provide this essential care at another health center is important to the health and well-being of Wisconsin women and people across the gender spectrum who need care," end quote. Quick Trip reports it'll be investing $150 million in facilities in La Crosse. The new investment focuses on further expansion of Quick Trip's dairy, commissary, and bakery facilities in La Crosse, as well as a new building in Onalaska and a new satellite distribution center, creating more than 500 jobs by the year 2027. And this also allows the company to qualify for an additional $15 million from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. Since the state of Wisconsin and Quick Trip entered the Enterprise Zone Agreement back in 2017, the company has created nearly 1,800 jobs, acquired 168 new stores, and invested more than $325 million into its Wisconsin operations. Wisconsin Department of Revenue reminding property owners in the state to double-check those property tax bills for the lottery and gaming credit. To be eligible, one must be a Wisconsin resident, own a dwelling, and use that dwelling as a primary residence as of January 1st of this year, 2023. If eligible, property owners should file their applications with the county treasurer where their dwelling is located. While the credit won't be as lucrative as the lottery itself, it could save homeowners a few $100s off their taxes. Application forms are available on the Wisconsin DOR website, and we have a link to it at channel3000.com. After the break, we'll get a look at your first warn forecast, a complete look with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
And thousands across the East Coast were hit with severe storms over the weekend. That and more next at 5.
And on Wall Street, the Dow Jones eking out a small gain to close again at yet another record high. The Nasdaq adds 91. S&P 500 jumps more than 21. And we'll be right back.
Sometimes the do-it-yourself route isn't the best option. Call Monona Plumbing instead and get your plumbing problem fixed right.
A name you can trust when service is a must.
Do more together this holiday in the Chevy that's right for you. The award-winning Chevy Equinox, the hard-working Chevy Silverado, or the all-new high-tech Chevy Trax. Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
A good day starts with a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses start at $52 per month with Steinhoffels 60-month financing. And get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Steinhoffels, your mattress destination. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables, February 14th through 18th at Overture Center. Tickets available at overture.org today.
At Lawton Cates, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after an accident or return to the job following an injury, we fight the odds and the insurance company for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
NASCAR Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney here. If you come in now, you get 12% off everything for the 12 days of Christmas at Menards.
That's right. We couldn't resist. In honor of number 12's big championship win, we're giving you 12% off everything for the 12 days of Christmas. Thank you, friends, for a great year. And please accept this as our Christmas gift to you. Congratulations, Ryan.
Merry Christmas and enjoy your 12% off everything.
Sometimes the do-it-yourself route isn't the best option. Call Monona Plumbing instead and get your plumbing problem fixed right.
A name you can trust when service is a must.
Tonight on News 3 Now, it's time for kids. Find out what life lessons volunteers are teaching students and what the children are teaching them.
Plus, what you need to know about the new variation of kennel cough before boarding your pets this holiday. That's tonight at 6.
A place where those in need can turn for a hearty, home-cooked meal.
There are plenty of soup kitchens. This is more than that.
In this season of giving, I'll show you how the Feed Your Soul program is expanding and cooking up more meals for people in southern Wisconsin. Tonight at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Heavy rain and high winds traveled up the East Coast over the weekend, leaving a difficult and wet commute for millions in the Northeast this morning.
Jared Hill looks at some of the damage and the headaches that it caused.
Crews outside of Boston responded to this downed power line Monday morning. Strong winds from a large storm system knocked out power to hundreds of thousands in the Northeast Monday. It also knocked out these Christmas decorations in New York City, including this poor Santa.
I just woke up and I saw it. I was like, oh my God, Santa lost his head.
Along the Jersey Shore, the howling wind woke Barbara McCool up overnight, just in time to see the extensive flooding.
Our cars were almost flooded. And so my husband and I got him up and we had to move the cars in the middle of the night to make sure they didn't get submerged.
Over the weekend, heavy rains flooded neighborhoods as far south as Florida. This road in Jacksonville washed away.
I didn't think it'd do something like this.
In Georgetown, South Carolina, officials thought they were ready for the storm.
We were well prepared for 4 to 6 inches of rain, and we had 12.27 inches of rain.
Residents near Myrtle Beach are cleaning up after a tornado knocked down trees and damaged buildings, including Jose Flores' home.
One of the trees just started cracking like it was a little stick.
In the Northeast, wind ripped off the brick facade of this Rhode Island gym. And even with the rain moving out, parts of the region are still facing potentially damaging wind gusts of over 50 miles per hour. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Boy, big problems there, but nothing really for us to worry about, just cold. It's chilly.
Cold for today, though, and cold for tonight. In fact, 3 things you need to know. Low temperatures will be in the middle teens for tonight, so it will be a cold night. We haven't had very many of those this late fall season. It'll be breezy tomorrow, though, and those winds will be out of the south, and that means temperatures will start to go back to above normal levels, especially by Wednesday, and then mild weather takes hold after that. We'll be looking for those above normal temperatures Wednesday through Christmas Day and probably even the day beyond Christmas before temperatures start to get back a little closer to normal. But look at the high temperatures over the next 10 days. Average high temperature goes from 31 to 29. We're looking for highs in the middle 30s tomorrow, but then into the 40s from Wednesday all the way through Tuesday of next week. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we could be looking at high temperatures close to 50 degrees. And then even as we drop back into the mid to upper 30s by the middle of next week, those temperatures are still above average. Our forecast for the Christmas holiday, 49 for the high temperature on Christmas Eve with rain showers. Midnight temperatures for those attending midnight services on Christmas Eve, we're talking readings about 44. And then on Christmas Day, breezy and mild with scattered rain showers, high temperatures perhaps close to 50 degrees. White Christmas, not going to happen for most of us. Snow depth pretty much confined to the northern portions of the Midwest up near Lake Superior, far northern Wisconsin, but even a lot of that will melt over the next few days. Some of that was from snow showers last night, and much of the country is precipitation free. That storm system went up the East Coast, melted a lot of the snow that was on the ground in New England. So even that's gone. And if you take a look at Future Track as we head toward the holiday, you can see right now we're kind of in between weather systems. Clouds move in for tomorrow, but it should stay dry for tomorrow. Wednesday, we're looking at temperatures that will be a little bit above average because winds will be out of the south. Notice a big storm system off the east or off the west coast. Storm system moving off the coast in New England. So most of the wet weather will be in the southwestern part of the country as we head toward later parts of this week. Much of the country will have cloud cover, but then that next weather system comes in as the form of rain, and that moves into Thursday night and Friday morning. That zips on through. Then that southern system starts to take hold, and that'll be the more dominant feature as it heads toward Christmas. But notice, Saturday, rain, snows in the mountains, but as we head toward Christmas Eve morning, rain through the day on Christmas Eve, and then rain through Christmas Day as we stay on the warm side of this system. So again, it's not going to be a white Christmas around here. Planning your night, not going to see much in the way of clouds. Temperatures in the lower 20s by 9 p.m. By midnight, we're into the upper teens, and look for temperatures to be in the mid to upper teens by 3 a.m. and probably down to about 15 by early on Tuesday morning. Planning your night across Dane County, low of 15 in Oregon, 18 in Sauk City, and 15 in DeForest. Rest of southern Wisconsin, 17 in Platteville, and 19 in La Crosse. Tomorrow, high temperature of 34, so not quite as cold, and it'll be breezy, but again, those winds out of the south to southwest. First warned 7 to 10 day forecast brings us that mild weather. Rain chances from late Thursday afternoon through Thursday night into early Friday morning. Maybe a little snow mixed in well north of Madison, but rain through the Christmas holiday and into the early part of next week, mixing with snow by Wednesday before that comes to an end. As we look at first warned traffic, seeing some minor delays on the Beltline, but right now most of those have cleared up. We saw some around Fish Hatchery Road. Right now, the Beltline looking in pretty good shape as far as travel times are concerned. About 15 minutes either direction between University Avenue and I-3990. Inbound from Sun Prairie to downtown takes you 18 minutes. I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville is a 26-minute commute tonight. 19 minutes from Middleton to Sauk City on US 12, and outbound from downtown to Sun Prairie takes you 17 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warned traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. After the break, what you need to know to keep your furry friends safe if you're boarding your dog at a kennel this holiday. We'll have that story and more coming up at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'd love to thank everyone at Gruber for taking time and being patient with me.
Thank you.
I'm just really, really grateful.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Gruber, thanks.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Thank you very much.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CRV. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This holiday season is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Our solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Gruber Law Offices, Gruber Law Offices, Gruber Law Offices.
For over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices has had one goal: to provide top-notch legal services. One call, one call, one call, one call, that's all.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
If your dog will be staying at a kennel this holiday season, if you're traveling, there are a few things to be aware of when you pick them up on their way home. An infectious disease similar to kennel cough is spreading across the country and has been seen here in Wisconsin. The symptoms include a prolonged cough, being lethargic, some colorful nasal discharge, and a loss of appetite. Even though most dogs get better on their own, there are some things you can do to make sure your pets are safe.
Pet owners right now don't need to panic. We know how to deal with infectious respiratory diseases because we did it with COVID. So if your dog is sick, just like if you're sick, keep them home. Keep them away from other dogs and out of, really dog-dense situations.
The disease cannot spread to humans, so giving some extra cuddles might actually help your pet feel better, too.
It's the holiday shopping season, and some have taken the time to start shopping for homeowner insurance as well. Some people in the Madison area have reported seeing higher homeowner insurance rates, even here in Wisconsin, where it's usually lower than the national average. Experts say this is happening for a variety of reasons, of course, from the increase in severe weather events to higher selectivity by insurance companies. But there are a few things you can do or buy to make sure you're getting the best rate.
It's essential to shift from detecting and repairing loss events to predicting and preventing damage and loss before it occurs. So again, there are solutions available through mobile and tech devices. There are also things that we can do to make our homes more resilient, whether that's a better quality roof or storm shutters or removing debris from around your home if you're in a wildfire-prone area.
Holman also advises to speak with insurance professionals about discounts you might qualify for and friends and family about their insurance experiences.
A final check of your First Warn forecast when we come back.
The highest art is beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shen Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit PowerSwabs.com today.
Beautiful, timeless, inspired by the divine. Shen Yun. Coming to Milwaukee and Madison, February 3rd through the 11th.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, more than 115 million people expected to hit the road or fly this holiday season, how one airline is trying to avoid travel nightmares, and why you may be eligible for a refund if your flight is delayed. That's tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And then coming up at 6, our Jalen Banks has the story of volunteers giving back at Lincoln Elementary in his latest Time for Kids report. That and more in the next half hour. The airport in Berlin and the staff there just got a lot cuter. To reduce travelers' stress around the holidays, festive therapy dogs have lined the departure halls. The passengers say the dogs are a welcome distraction, especially for kids and those who experience travel anxiety.
Several of the dogs belong to the Therapy Dogs Brandenburg Association. They also visit other places like retirement homes and daycare centers. According to the agreement with the Berlin airport, the Dogs Association visits 12 times a year. Gary's back with a final check of the forecast. The wind, and you could really feel that wind if you were out earlier today.
Yeah, but it was a one-day thing, and we don't have any snow on the ground, so it's not anywhere
I still didn't
near,
like it.
Well, I know you didn't like it, but I'm trying to spin this in a positive manner here. And temperatures are just going to go right back up over the next couple of days. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison. We've got partly cloudy skies right now. Temperatures are about as cold as they've been all day. 20 in Madison, 25 Janesville, already down into the teens as you get closer to La Crosse. Here in Dane County, everybody is at or above 20 degrees. Madison actually the cold spot at 20, 24 in Edgerton, 22 in Mount Horeb, and 21 in the town of Perry. You factor in the winds, we're seeing wind chills right now, single digits to lower teens, but as temperatures drop, the winds will also drop too, and I think those wind chills will stay nearly steady through the evening.
That sounds much better. Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're back at 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.